It's the Witcher reaction time.
Oh yeah, and today we're gonna finally be able to catch up on all the Witcher reactions we want to do about the series because we finally finished the whole series. And I can tell you right now, damn it, where is season 2? Jeez.
I know.
What a horrible way to end it, man, on a cliffhanger like that. They should at least have some sort of culmination. But hey, there's some really great moments in this series. And even though I think there was actually a lot more questionable choices they made about how they made this thing. But I wanted to showcase one scene here that Netflix put up, which is a shot-by-shot breakdown with Yennefer from that scene where they were inside that horse and carriage when they were attacked by the assassin. That was a pretty intense scene. So she's going to break it down for you.
Good.
Anya Chalotra.
Chalotra.
Yeah, something like that.
Come on, Anya. Ooh, she's a badass on here.
She is a badass. Although I have to admit, I'm still trying to get used to her as Yennefer. She plays it in a very different way. I'm really sold on Geralt. I'm a lot less sold on Yennefer in terms of like the way they're portraying that character so far.
Really?
Maybe because of the time jumps, you never really get to see a steady progression of what she was to where she is. It just seems to waver back and forth between someone who is headstrong and powerful.
My world is cruel. You enter, you survive, you die.
To someone who's weak and stubborn. And it's like, all right, which one is it? And it's because of that wacky timeline sort of thing. So I'm still trying to digest it.
She presents a certain version of herself, someone who's direct and in control.
But for the most part, she plays a really badass character. Badass, so.
That's right.
But that fear, that insecurity feeds this chaos with this magic that makes her incredibly powerful.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
And away we go.
My name's Anya, and I'll be taking you through a scene from The Witcher shot by shot. So I play Yennefer, and she is a sorceress. She has elven blood in her and actually becomes one of the most powerful mages on the continent. In this scene, Yennefer is escorting the queen back to Lyria. They are attacked. We had Alex, the director, shout 1, 2, 3, 4, and we just had to look at these knives coming through the carriage. That's actually really hard to get the timing right with both of us. I remember we both looked different ways to begin with. It was so funny. The knives were put in CGI later.
Ah, that's why. You don't actually see the knives.
Oh my goodness, that baby. We had this doll which was really light, and actually to get the weight of a baby was so hard, and we didn't actually rehearse that scene because we thought we were going to get a real one, so we wouldn't need to act that. But she kept crying, so we couldn't have her.
Ah.
But that was a real baby?
No, it's not a real.
Oh.
Because the baby keeps crying.
This scene was shot in Budapest. It was actually after a scene that I'd shot in the same area, and we were just in a little alleyway, little track. That was all there for us. All the blood on the snow and the fake limbs all scattered around the place. I remember it was freezing outside and it was snowing actually, and the crew had to stand there for ages while we filmed this scene. And we were cold in the carriage as well, so I can't imagine what it was like outside. But this carriage was just sat on this track. The crew must have been rocking it or something. I don't know what was rocking it.
I hope they do more with this
They are
character.
attacked by a Ronin mage. This is the first encounter with him. We ran
This
so
scene
many
was
times.
so-
I thought I was going to faint by the end of it.
I
We
don't
had to
know.
keep changing our
Scary.
shoes as well. Like, I had heels on to begin with. You know, I had to change them to, like, snow boots because we kept slipping over. I'm creating a portal in that moment. Yeah, it was all CGI, but actually with the snow, it was like a Hoover pipe. Like a really big Hoover pipe, is what I can explain it. It's probably just a wind machine. That's probably what it's called. They put it on that track, so when they blew air out of it, it would move and wiggle, like with the amount of air that was coming out, so like it would just, yeah. We are in the Canary Islands at this point. It's crazy. You walked into this hotel, and at the back of the hotel was these
Around the
huge
world.
sand dunes. It's hot.
Sounds like
in
fun.
my heavy costume.
That was an assassin.
You're freezing 1 week and then you're boiling the next week.
Alex, the director, played with music. Can't remember what song he put on for this, but it was something very dark and doom, doom, doom. I was there when that shot happened. They splashed him with blood and he faked his death.
Honestly, that cockroach didn't seem that menacing. They should have made it like 3 times bigger. If it was 3 times bigger, then the size would at least feel like it's menacing. That thing looks like it's just big enough that if you had a sword, you could just lop it off. Or what I don't get is, at this point, is she considered a strong sorceress or a weak one? Right? Because couldn't she just like, you know, magic boom something on that thing and just it would die, you know? Magically make a giant can of Raid appear, right? And then spray some bug spray on it, boom, it's dead, right?
Bugs.
Right, something, right? A giant boot from the sky, boom, squish, like something.
That's right, I know. It doesn't make any sense. Why keep running when you have a magic to just kill this cockroach? Why?
There's a lot about this scene that just to me didn't make a lot of sense. First, that she would be sent to protect this
Queen.
childbearer, like, you know, queen, mistress, or scenario. I forget what it was. But, you know, if she is such a prize mage for the king, she should have just stayed behind. If she's so powerful, he would have at least try to keep her behind to not get killed. Unless at that point she wasn't strong enough and the king knew, no, the assassin's absolutely going to be stronger and thus going to be able to kill not only Yennefer, but also that baby, right? So something there speaks to the fact that she's not as strong here. And maybe that's why it comes across that way. The timeline doesn't exactly specify how far in advance she's become. It was a cool scene. It just felt like it was a little bit unclear of what was going on. Like the setup was a little bit unclear.
I agree with you, John. I agree with you. Because why? I just don't know why I keep running, making portal. Although it was really good because the intensity, you know, that feeling like, ah, come on, jump already. Well, this video doesn't really tell you that much, isn't it?
No, yeah, this video doesn't really tell you that much. And her description of the scene feels like it's a little haphazard too, because she didn't actually understand how the special effects were done because she wasn't in charge
Inside.
of them.
No,
Exactly.
she was inside, so she has no clue.
Well, someone could at least explain to her, like, this is what happened, then you can talk about it that way. But she's like, I don't know what happened. Hoover vacuums and, you know, snow and... You know,
it's like Lula would talk, right?
It's
Like,
yeah, exactly. It's the semi-clueless, which is unfortunate because it's just supposed to be a shot-by-shot sort of thing. But nonetheless, still very cool scene.
I can't wait to see her become even more powerful.
Let your chaos explode.
At the end of this season, she was able to use her chaos, right? And it was beautiful, beautiful. Although we don't know where she's at now after that.